Paul McCartney was talking about the Beatles song Babies in Black, and he was saying that this was him and John trying to write something different from I Feel Fine, Please Please Me, I Want to Hold Your Hand, She Loves You, Thank You Girl, all those songs. Now, nothing is wrong with those songs, but they wanted to write something maybe more for themselves, maybe something a little bit more personal, maybe something more emotional. And they also wanted to write something, like in 3/4 timing. This is just what we want to do. They're trying to please themselves. We just want to write something different from what we've done before. Some music experts say it's 6/8. Paul says 3/4. So I'm just going to say 3/4. And Paul says that this is them doing funky folk. Okay. And John says that this was him and Paul, their first attempt at writing something moody. Okay. Now I do love that word moody for this song as well as for the whole album, Beatles for Sale, No Reply, I'm a Loser, I'll Follow the Sun. Definitely they were in a mood there with the Beatles for Sale album. And I guess in a mood to go deeper inside, to be moody, to try something different and maybe write something more personal, maybe something for themselves. I mean, they have had a busy year. I mean, they conquered America. They filmed A Hard Day's Night. That premiered. They've got their European tour. They're still in the middle of the European tour there in July, but they're back in the UK. Here in the July of 1964, and they've got to come up with an album here sometime before the end of the year. But they've also got to start their first U.S. tour. So there's a lot of pressures for these guys. Maybe they're bored with doing the old stuff. Maybe they want to keep up with the Joneses, and they've got all these different influences, and they're saying, we're just going to do something for ourselves. So this is what they do. So John and Paul, they take a minute for themselves sometime in July of 1964 and write this song, Babies in Black. Over at John's place, eyeball to eyeball, nose to nose. They both confirm this is a co-write. And it's a song about unrequited love. Somebody wanting something that they can't have now. I don't know. Maybe it was inspired by something in real life, or maybe it wasn't. But is it really about that? Who knows? Who knows? Maybe they're taking poetic license. I think the main thing is they were experimenting with mood and vibe and genre and feels and their vocals. I mean, is there another Beatles song where it's just John and Paul harmonizing for 2 minutes straight? I mean, is there? I can't think of one. I mean, there could be, but I just can't think of one. Okay, but this song for me has always kind of had a place like right here all by itself because it is so different. It is so unique. It really does hook you in, and you're not sure why. It feels good, but it's a sad subject, isn't it? Like that's a lot of country songs are like that. It's a sad subject, like I lost my love. I got a broken heart. My house burnt down. Like I lost my horse. I lost my truck and all that other stuff. But what I'm singing about and everything's going to be okay. I mean, that's what Long Road is like that. But Babies in Black, it's sort of like that. It has that same thing because it's a beautiful sound and it sways and it feels, it's very emotional and very heartfelt. There's a lot of longing and yearning. It's not quite sad and dejected like a country song can be when they sing about loss like that. This is more yearning and it's still kind of folky and bluesy. So it's all kinds of different things. And I love it when they're different. I love it when it doesn't fit into a box. And I love the fact that I can't quite put my finger on it. So there's something special about this song, and they thought there was something special about it. They go into the studio. It's the first song that they record on August 11th, 1964. First song that they record for the album. They spent a long time, working on it. I think it's like 14 takes or something. There's a lot of photos of them. Ton of photos of them. And a lot of photos of John and Paul at the same mic. So I do think that was an important part of the song, the John and Paul at the same mic. And you can see them on their guitars. So it's kind of done live and they're having a good time. It appears like recording. A lot of great photos of them smiling, being around the same mic, joking around with George Martin and John, like working on George's guitar. Okay, that's how they get that sound. Okay, with George's like guitar. I went online, and I saw online somebody talking about that guitar sound that I really love because I do think that guitar kind of sets the tone for Babies in Black, the mixed emotions of Babies in Black. It does have a mood, but it's beautiful. It's melancholy, it's yearning, it's longing, all that. And that guitar has that vibe to it. It's just kind of swaggers into the room, maybe drunkenly, okay, because somebody online said that was like a drunken guitar. Somebody said it was awkward, but maybe even George Martin thought that, because after, John and George, work on that sound, they get that right. George Martin goes, is that what you guys want? Is that what y'all are wanting there? And they're going, yep, this is what we want. George Martin goes, okay, all right, fine. So it fits perfectly. And all throughout there, you have George's discordant, like mixed emotions of his guitar, perfectly suiting the song. I mean, did they think that this was really special? And they said, take a lot of photos of us. Get us really working on this song. This is going to be like a big deal. And I kind of think it was a big deal because it's like a hybrid. There's a lot going on with Babies in Black. Yeah, you can't dance to it, but who gives a cheese, okay? You can feel the song. Mixed emotions. That's what this song is. Even like the guitar going through it, like mixed emotions. The whole song just takes you on a bit of a roller coaster. And like I've said before, this is what they do best. They manipulate our emotions and they get us hooked in, especially with like the John and Paul vocals. A lot of emotional hooks in Babies in Black, the John and Paul harmonies, George's drunken, discordant guitar all throughout the song, Ringo's heartbeat drumming, and then it fades out with that guitar and ooh. So they've got all their secret weapons out with this song, in my opinion, even though you can't really dance to it. But what you can do is you can kind of like sway to it. It's not like the poppy songs, like, the songs that we all love, like A Hard Day's Night and Please Please Me, all those songs. I mean, they're very straightforward. Okay. It's a really nice snack. But this song, it's interesting. It's kind of like a hybrid. It's like an appetizer that can kind of fill you up. It's getting you ready for You've Got to Hide Your Love Away, Ticket to Ride, and all of Rubber Soul. It's getting you ready for that. So it's almost there. They're almost there. They didn't know what they were going to be working on, but they kind of feel it. And they're saying, okay, we've got a breakthrough here. And they're probably really, I think, like they said before, they really like this song. This is a big deal. First time that they wanted to write something moody. Paul said that they all thought this was kind of cool for them. And when you watch them perform this song, like at Circus Kroner at Shea Stadium, it's like they do. They're in a bubble. They're in their own little bubble. A lot of the other songs are kind of projecting to the audience. They're having eye contact or making funny faces or whatever, okay? But whenever I've seen them, on the few performances that we can see here on YouTube, etc., they all look to me like they are in their bubble and they're enjoying the song. I don't think there's another Beatles song where they break out into a waltz when they perform it live on stage. I don't think there is. They show us why this song is important to them too. Like they go on the U.S. tour. They're not done recording the Beatles for Sale album. They don't get done recording it until they get back, and I think they wrap it up sometime in October of 1964, and it doesn't get released until December 4th of 1964. But what they do is they say, we want to include it in our Ready, Steady, Go performance that's supposed to be broadcast sometime near the end of November 1964. So they do a lip sync performance of it, and it's broadcast before the album is released, and then they perform it live as part of their Beatles Christmas program. I guess the last couple of weeks or so of 1964. So this was obviously like an important song for them, and they're pushing it and they're highlighting it. It's like out front, and then they take it on tour with them. 1965 and 1966. It's there at Candlestick Park, the last live performance. There it is, Babies in Black. Everybody's probably sitting around, this is a corny song. No. This is obviously it was an important song for them. Just like a lot of other Beatles songs, I really do think that they have so many influences and they're trying all these different things and experimenting. Like it all goes into a lot of their songs. And I think in Babies in Black, it is an experiment. A lot of different genres, a new mood, a new timing, etc. It's like done in, like I said, it's done in 3/4 timing, rather than the 4/4 timing. So they're mixing things up to please themselves. This is like their own little creation here that they're really into. And they probably just want to showcase their emotions through like the John and Paul harmonies. 2 minutes of John and Paul on the same mic harmonizing. I mean, if you don't love the song, you got to love it for that. Babies in Black was obviously an important stepping stone for John, Paul, George, and Ringo to get where they were going to go. But it also seems to me like this was a song that they just loved and enjoyed.
It's a waltz, this one. Remember that.
Thank you so much for being here with me today. I really and truly appreciate it. And until next time, peace and love one another. Take care. John, Paul, George, and Ringo, they love Babies in Black. I love Babies in Black. Like, I don't know if you love Babies in Black, but what's not to love about, oh, how long will it take Till she sees a mistake, she is